working between Seoul and New York. Thank you for having me today. And my practice is rooted in exploring the tension between what is revealed and what is concealed, both in the human body and in material surfaces. So I completed my MFA at Pratt Institute in 2024, where I began to focus on the emotional and physical qualities of materials. I've always been very sensitive to internal sensations, how skin's muscles and pressure and tension feel rather than how they look. This sensitivity naturally led me to create works that exist somewhere between painting and sculpture. So my work sits on a boundary. It behaves like a painting but grows like a sculpture. I'm interested in layering, not just visually but emotionally. Layers become a strategy to hide, to expose, to soften something, or sometimes to protect it. So, organic forms in my work often reference skin, folds, muscle, or internal landscapes, but I never depict them literally. I want the surface to feel alive, as if something underneath is shifting or breathing. So, I use materials like paper pulps, latex, acrylic, wax, fabric, and epoxy. What draws me to them is how they react. They shrink, crack, stretch, and sometimes behave unpredictably. The process is an ongoing negotiation. I press, conceal, peel, compress, and add more layers. Rather than showing the full technique, I want to show you how the emotion of the surface develops. On the left, you see an early stage. The surface is still breathing, still open, almost like a sketch. Nothing is fully defined yet. And on the right is the completed work. You can see how the surface thickens, collapses, and rises again. The colors become more bodily, like tissues, bruises, and warm internal tones. For me, this transformation is not just formal, it mirrors emotional layering as well. The inside wants to come out, but not fully, and that tension is what drives my work. Blooming explores sensuality and vulnerability at the same time. Although I started from the image of a flower, the form drifted towards something more bodily, almost like an organ unfolding. This piece was created during a time when I was experiencing a sense of personal blossoming, but I didn't want to work too overly sexual. Instead, I focused on the feeling of the something opening from the inside, quietly and slowly. And it was in my thesis show, installation work, and my work explores the human body as a space where beauty and unease coexist. At first glance, the surface may appear soft and visually appealing, but beneath that softness there is tension, pressure, and instability. I'm interested in that moment when something feels attractive yet slightly uncomfortable, like a body reacting to internal stress. I use the human body as a metaphor to question conventional ideas of beauty. Rather than focusing on outward appearance, my work points toward internal conditions, the hidden structures and connections that shape what we see on the surface. Materials such as a form, rubber tubing, and fabric function as represent for different internal systems of the human body. By exposing these raw materials, I aim to confront aspects of existence that are often avoided, gently inviting viewers to acknowledge discomfort rather than hide it. At its core, this work is about the self, the gap between the persona we present to the world and our physical, embodied reality. Here, the internal form pushes outward. Sometimes the material breaks in unexpected way, and I allow those accidents to become part of the piece. The cracks and folds reveal something that wasn't planned, and that unpredictability is important to me. Recently, my focus has shifted toward flowers. Flowers are visually beautiful, but they also carry layered meanings. They are reproductive organs of plants, often associated with sensuality, yet once they fade, they quickly become waste. I'm drawn to this paradox, how something can be admired, desired, and discarded within such a short moment. This contradiction resonates with my practice, where surfaces appear soft or attractive while holding tension, vulnerability, and decay underneath. By working this with floral imagery, I'm not trying to romanticize beauty, but to explore its instability, how beauty exists only temporarily, and how that fragility aligns with the way I build, cover, and break surfaces in my work. Ultimately, my practice is not about arriving at clear answers. It's about staying with uncertainty with surfaces that are still forming, breaking, and shifting. I see my work as something that continues to change alongside my body, my materials, and my intention. Rather than reserving contradiction, I'm interested in holding them and letting them remain visible. So small pieces of my work is over there, so you can feel the texture and energy of my work. So briefly, and also my name cards over there, so feel free to take them. So thank you so much for listening.